Trading Academy here in Denver. Once again, that number to call for that 3-day deep dive class into the financial markets for only $99 is 888-682-6466. And again, Josh Lillquist is with us. Well, we're going to spend our last few minutes here talking about retirement strategies. We talked about that a little bit earlier. It's just, a very difficult time and scary time, really, for those folks into this retirement age and looking at all the unexpected things that come up, Josh, and I guess that's the first thing that come up. And a lot of times, it's medical issues that can come up for folks. But retirees sure need a strategy, don't they?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, the retirement accounts that people have right now, quite frankly, are down a lot this year, and it's unfortunate. The markets are down, their retirement accounts are down, especially if they're managed, but also inflation is up. So their accounts are down, they have less money, and it costs more to live. It's kind of a perfect storm,
really.
In a negative way. So the problem is we've kind of been talking about this whole show, is they're not controlling their financial future. It's just because they don't know how, and that's why we had a lot of people call in and text in today to take charge in that, take action. But these unexpected things that are happening, can all be planned for. The good thing is not too late, even though this is happening now. So we see a lot of people that come to the academy and they want to learn more about their 401k, their IRA. What can you do with them? If you have we'll start with 401ks. If you have a 401k with an old employer, it's just sitting there at risk in the markets. And quite frankly, it's probably down anywhere between 20 and 40% for most accounts.
Right.
And so it's at risk and you're just losing money there. Well, why not manage that yourself? We see a lot of people that have those. They want to self-direct them and just put them into a self-directed IRA. So that's an option that people have, and then you make the choices. You already are. You're either making a choice to do nothing and let it go down the market, lose money, or you have a choice to manage it yourself and hopefully do better. But you got to learn how to do that first, and that's why we have these classes at the academy. So if you have that 401, you can move it to a self-directed IRA. By the way, you're not required to have a quote-unquote money manager manage your funds. It's not required. That's why we're seeing more people that understand that now and say they have an IRA with a broker or an advisor, and they want to be able to take more charge in that, take action in that.
Right.
And they say, hey, fire your broker. I mean, quite frankly, if you haven't talked to your money manager or whoever it is, broker, advisor, and they haven't called you and said, hey, here's what we're going to do, and here's how we're going to have a strategy for this down market, or how you're going to protect your money in this down market. And they probably haven't called you in this past 9 months or 10 months. Well, if that's the case, it might be time, not telling people to do anything here, but to do something a little bit different.
Yeah.
Because if this market continues to go down, which it's showing a lot of bearish pressure, which means down market, that's not good for people that have these accounts. So take charge of that. So self-direct it yourself. But come to these investing classes that we have here locally and see how to do that. Don't just go do it on your own. I'm not encouraging anybody to do that. Learn how to do that, and you can learn just by texting in and getting some passes for this class. You can just text the word investing to the number 210-210 for 2 tickets for a free investing class. And really, maybe you just want to have a better conversation with your broker.
Sure.
That will help with that. That way you can have more confidence if you're preparing for retirement, or if you are retired, and hopefully having more longevity with that retirement account.
Right. And it's a great thought to think, hey, okay, I got this money and it's going to grow. But I tell you, I think you're perfect on here when you say protecting that money too. That's on a lot of people's minds too.
I think about this. Do you have insurance on your car? Yeah, sure. Most people do. How about your home? Yep. How about yourself? Do you have health insurance? Everybody says yes to that. So if you raised your hand and said yes, you have insurance and all that stuff, keep it up there. And then if you raise your hand if you have portfolio insurance. Everybody's kind of like scratching their head, like if they're watching on YouTube right now, they'd be looking at me like I have 2 heads, right? How do you have insurance on your portfolio? How do you protect it? Well, there's actually option strategies that act just like an insurance policy. So if the market's going down, there's strategies to actually profit in these down markets. So that way you're insuring your portfolio. So there's ways to do that, and that's a big part of these classes that we have, whether it's the 3-day deep dive or that free investing class, it's actually 2 hours. Just what you can do with these accounts. I mean, if you have an IRA and markets are going down, why not learn the skills and techniques to protect that?
Right.
I mean, you protect your families. Why not protect your life savings? It's the same thing. Sure. And if right now having money with a broker advisor, like I said, nothing against the people, it's just the industry. It's at risk. It's kind of like putting all of your money on your curb. Sit on your curb outside your house and hoping a robber, whatever you want to call that, doesn't steal it. It's a hope strategy. Why not keep it in your safe in your house, right? Or in your protected, where it's protected. That way, hopefully you can have more longevity in those retirement accounts. And that's what we teach a lot in these classes, is how to protect those 401ks, how to protect those retirement accounts, IRAs.
Absolutely. So just simply text the word investing to 210-210 for your 2 free tickets to an upcoming class on how the markets work. You'll also receive a quick start kit as well. You mentioned the word risk there, and I'd like to end on this here, our last 2 or 3 minutes, but risk means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. So when you sit down with people, what are most people's strategy when it comes to risk, and how do they look at that word?
Well, it's really, when it comes down to, is what do the successful people do and what do the non-successful people do, or the financial dependent and independent. Most people that are financially dependent avoid risk. Financially independent people embrace it because they take small risk. Most people take large risk because they think having a lot of risk equals more reward. It's actually the opposite. You always have to have small risk in the financial markets, and that's what we teach. Small risk in the financial markets. So everybody has a different opinion on it, but just keep it easy. Keep your risk small and embrace that risk. That actually helps change, right?
Sure.
So take that small risk in the markets, and that's really the key that we teach at Online Trading Academy is how to manage that risk the proper way, and that helps you be more comfortable, builds more confidence, takes the emotions out of trading and investing when you have less risk in the market.
Sure. Now, you're here every Friday, noon to 1, with Investing and Trading Live, and, it's great when you have someone that you can tell, and I knew this when we first met several months ago, that you love what you do. What makes that? What makes you love this part of this?
A lot of it is, I love the market. I mean, if it's either sports or the market, it's one of those things I always wanted to get into, and I love talking about it and doing the show here. But really, it's really seeing the change that in people that come to the academy. We see people that come into the academy for whatever reason, whatever that why is, whether they want to help their family out, or whether they want to have the opportunity to retire on their terms. And it's really seeing that change in when people come to the academy, and then 6 months down the road, a year down the road, and being able to kind of be that first point of contact, especially here on the radio, maybe the first time they're hearing about us, and being that first point of contact and hopefully making a change in their lives and really living life on their terms. So I like to see the people's faces after that time, and if they've got that plan and they've started to reach their goals and objectives. It's really nice seeing that.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, don't miss a show. We're here every Friday, noon to 1, Investing and Trading Live with Josh Littlequist, president of Online Trading Academy in Denver. Simply text the word investing to 210-210 for your 2 free tickets to an upcoming class. So, Josh, as always, thank you very much, sir, and we'll look forward to our next show.